Today we are finally gonna try the summer tires and the rims on the car. It's been a while, some months, a couple of years that I didn't have any summer tires. Finally the rims are here. New front rims. These bad boys have wheels on it. I already had the job done, so I don't have any material for that. I yet don't know if they will fit. The internet says they should, but it's always a bit car specific if it's really true or not. We're gonna try them on to the front and to the rear. It might be that we have to roll the fenders. We have to see. I have the tools for that, but I'm not gonna do that before I first try them out and try them under. I haven't driven the car with summer tires at all actually, so always with the winter ones. So waiting to see how the horsepower bites to the asphalt and the gravel. So it's always a different feeling when you're driving with summer tires. So let's get on it. Okay, and I forgot to mention one thing. So always when I'm building a car, it's usually like the rims are like 50% of the overall feel with the car when you change parts. And eventually when you get to 100%, it's usually a full tune-up for the car visually. So 50% for the rims. The body kit that I don't yet have is, from the calculation perspective, it's like 30% of the effect, and then the rear spoiler and the highlights and the special tune-up is like the 20%. So if you calculate that together, when you're fully built car from the outside, you get kind of 100%. So that's a good rule when you're thinking about where to start. So the biggest impact is always the rims, and that's always a good point to start. After that you can start the lowering and fine-tuning those parts, but always from the visibility point of view, the rims are like 50%. So we start from that, from the visibility point of view. Visualization point of view. Well, anyway, you get the feeling. Let's compare the results when the rims are underneath the car. So. Okay, so one thing I always do when I'm changing the tires, always get all the dirt away from this ring. So during the time it gathers all sorts of, I don't know, shit on it. So just rub it good so that it's even and flat. Now that the rim fits here perfectly, it doesn't cause any wobbling. So that's why it's important. And also it should be good to do put some copper grease on the threads here so that they stay in good shape. So let's clean it up a bit. So now when we are fitting the rim, basically what will happen is that this ring should fit perfectly, and like they do now. That's a good fit. Now the rim goes over here and no wobbling should be there. If you're missing T-spots, not all the rims have them. Most of them do. So if it's always a rim specific for the car if it should be there or not. So, but if you're missing these, and they should be, it's always the case when the driving is not good and it's always wobbling the chassis. So you should check that one if you're having similar problems. But okay, let's grab the tire also here. we need to roll the fenders because that's what I'm talking about. So now when the car moves, even though it's not level, it's not in level, so whenever there's a bump, this will hit the tire and it will make some noise. So what we need to do is roll the fenders in here and just bring it out just a bit. So sorry internet, you are wrong. We can't use it as is. So I think it might fit, but it's always ugly looking when the outside of the tire is with scratches. So if there's a large bump, it will hit there and it will make a nasty noise, and there will be some paint also removed here. So we need to roll it all the way from that section all the way to the back over there, so where the bumper starts. So that's the part we need to roll. So let's do that a bit later, but let's first see how the front will look like. Hopefully you now see what the 50% I meant actually was. So the car is looking very different. I will put the rim and the wheel specs to the description, so let me know in the comments how do you think how it looks like. From the fitment perspective, okay, let's take a look. Just a second, I will see that you see what I see. Okay. So, to my eye, the car is way too high, so we need to lower it. I think something like 5 centimeters from the 4 from the back, and I think 5 from the front. So, next thing I'm gonna go inside to the computer, and I think I'm gonna order coilover springs and shocks. Not yet sure about the brands, but most likely we will need it. So, let's take a look. So the rolling most likely will need to happen. So if we're not lowering the car, I think this space is enough. But if we look from a bit far away, it's way too high, at least to my eye, so it needs to be lower. Maybe it's something that needs to be used from the eye perspective, but I think we need to lower the car in either case. So the front is way more up if we look here, so not bad, but could be better. And we have to remember that the other side of the car is not yet done, so I will pause the camera for a while and do the other side, because the procedure is the same and there's not much to show to you guys. So okay, the front clearance, that's something we have to still check. So that's better. So the reason why I wanted the rim and the tire to be with a minor stretch, so the rim actually here is 9.5 inch wide, and the tire is 1 inch 1 inch less. So basically that will generate 2.5 centimeters gap here almost. So the tire profile will be like that. And the reason is that if you see this one here, now that the fender comes down, there's room for it, because the standard tire profile is flat straight up. So that's why people are using these, and to my eye it looks better on the rim. So definitely gonna use this setup later also. So front is not that bad. I think the front will be okay, but if we turn the tire, it might be that just a little bit of stretch need to be done. So let's see. I need to drive it for a while to see if it hits actually here. So, but the back is something that we most likely have to do. So here the clearance is non-existent. It's negative actually. So if we take a look at this part here, if the body comes down like that, it will hit here. So as long as the body is up, it's okay. I think there's room to move here quite a lot, so it's okay. But I think in either case we need to roll the back fenders, so it will bring it outside and turn this sleeve here upwards towards the body inside. So I think that needs to be done. I don't want to go with the very basics on this car build, so the lug, tightening the lugs and the bolts is something that I see very often basically on the internet, so I want to include that tip, but we're not gonna show how the basic screws are opened and stuff like that, so I don't think that's important. There's plenty of channels on the how to do channel, but few tips there and here. The last tightening always with the cross pattern, so that way it's correctly tightened. Looking good. The other side is also now done, and it's time for the tire specifications. So, what we put on the car. These back rims are 10.5 inch wide rotor-wheel rims. Basically, the tire here is Nankang tires that I used. I had the Nankangs also in my previous car and they were working good. So let's see how it goes with this car also. The previous car was front wheel drive, so I didn't burn any rubber. Not saying that I'm gonna burn rubber with this 300 horsepower rear wheel drive. At least they are good medium range from the cost perspective. Medium range tires, they have been working very well, so I wanted to try this also in this setup. 275/33, and these are 19 inch rims. The rims have 20 plus 22 offset, so in case you're wondering, at least it looks that it's fitting quite nicely on the under the car. From the outside, that's quite even, so very good fitment. The front tires or the rims, they are the same. They are 19 inch rota grid wheels, and the same here using the Nankang tires. The specification here in the front is 245 against 35, so the profile is 35% from the width of this rim. Other than that, the quality of the rims looks rather good, okay, and the tires itself have been working like I said previously. These have been balanced in a wheel machine. That should be done to all the tire new setups. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and give us feedback in the comment section. We try to read them as much as possible. Remember the 50% rule if you're thinking about tuning your car. And let's see what the next episode will be about. So at least the rims are now in place and we can go forward with the other stuff we have already waiting there in the cells. So stay tuned.